Ladies and gentlemen, Decaf Nation, welcome back to the video. I hope you guys are all having an extremely blessed day and happy and content with your lives. So today, as the title says, we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite NASCAR games of all time. And keep in mind that this is just my list, this is my opinion. In fact, if you would like to, drop your top 5 or just favorite NASCAR game down in the comments and we can have a discussion. That's what I love to do on this channel. I love to discuss with you guys and have a good time. So drop that down. And also, this is really exciting. First of all, thank you guys for yesterday. We had our most watched video on the channel, our first video with over 100 viewers. So that's phenomenal. Thank you guys so much for that. The fact that you take the time out of your day and watch my stuff just makes my day. So thank you so much for that. And also, we are on the road to 100 subscribers. We're pretty close. I believe we're sitting at 79 right now. So when we get there, we'll do some kind of special. So make sure you're subscribed. We're on our way here, and you're not going to want to miss it. You guys are going to want to be able to say that you were the first one subscribed to the channel, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed, and thank you guys for watching. So a couple things before we get into it here about the list. Number one, I'm not doing any PC games. These are going to be exclusively console games because I've never actually had a gaming PC, so I haven't played any PC games. And number two, I unfortunately don't have gameplay for these games except one. I have gameplay from one of the games, and because I don't have a capture card, so I can't really grab gameplay from them. So I will, in the description, I will link some of my favorite series or reviews on that game, so you guys can continue your little nostalgia trip if you want. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. I apologize that I don't have any gameplay. I'm working on getting an Elgato, so hopefully we'll get that in the future, and then we can actually do series on some of these games, which would be phenomenal. I hope you guys are into that. But yeah, I am sorry that I keep rambling. I'll stop rambling. I was just excited about the video today. And yeah, we'll get into the list here. Now coming in at number 5, we're going to have Dirt to Daytona. And I know this is such a throwback. Honestly, this game is from 2001, I want to say. I can't exactly remember the date. I'll look that up and put that on the screen here for you guys. But Dirt to Daytona, it's not necessarily the most polished game or like well put together racing simulation game. I wouldn't say any of that about Dirt to Daytona, but the big but for Daytona is it is the first game to introduce the idea of starting at the bottom on dirt tracks and working your way all the way up to the top of the Cup Series. And basically, that right there is pretty much the foundation for all of, not all of, but most of the NASCAR game career modes. And without that, I'm sure we would have gotten there eventually, but this really laid the grid work for what we have today. So, a little bit of a pioneer game, I guess you could say. I personally used to sit in my basement all the time and just go ham on Dirt to Daytona on the PS2 when I was a little kid, and I'm sure a lot of you guys did too, so maybe you guys can relate to that one. But coming in at number 4, we actually have NASCAR Heat 4. Now, this may come off as a little biased or a little stupid because I don't actually have NASCAR Heat 4. I've never actually played NASCAR Heat 4, but the NASCAR Heat series is phenomenal. It's one of the best NASCAR of all time. And I'm not going to put NASCAR Heat 3 on there because obviously NASCAR Heat 4 is a huge improvement off of NASCAR Heat 3. I was fed up with NASCAR Heat 3, so I didn't buy NASCAR Heat 4. And with NASCAR Heat 5 coming in about 2 weeks, we're looking forward to that. And NASCAR Heat 4, it's just going to build off of what NASCAR Heat 4 has built. And what NASCAR Heat 4 has built is one of the greatest NASCAR games of all time. Now, I know my stance on the NASCAR Heat games varies widely based on what video you watch and whether I'm actually playing a NASCAR Heat game or not. But I would say that despite the criticisms that it gets, it is still a phenomenal racing game. The career mode is really good. It's slightly underrated, I would say. It's one of the better career modes in these games, and I personally have a blast, and I cannot wait for NASCAR Heat 5, and I know you guys are feeling that too. So, therefore, NASCAR Heat 4 is going to come in at number 4. Now, rounding out the top 3, we have NASCAR 14, and if you've watched this channel, you know I have a massive, massive boner for NASCAR 14. And honestly, this could be interchangeable with NASCAR 15. I personally did not have NASCAR 15, but I did play NASCAR 14, and it was phenomenal. NASCAR 14 is one of the best racing game experiences I have had in my life. It is my personal favorite on the PS3 generation, and I would say that it's better than anything else on the PS4 as well. And what makes this game good, you may ask? It has my favorite feature, which is a fully customizable paint booth. Like, not even the scheme or the sponsors aren't even like stickers. Like, you can place them wherever you want. There's not like a set spot for them. And some people don't really like that because you have to put some time into it and get a little creative. But I think that it is phenomenal. I love this game. I love the customization. The career mode is pretty good as well. There's a steep learning curve with the career mode. And I think that that actually fits it better. I play on one of the harder difficulties. It goes by percentages, and I think I'm on 80%. And I grind this game. I'm currently on, I just finished Season 3, and I haven't even won a championship yet. I've gotten close, but I haven't actually gotten out of the round of 12. That's how difficult this game is, because one mistake and you can screw it up. It's totally realistic to NASCAR, and it's honestly one of the closest things you can get outside of iRacing to actually driving a race car, and I think it's really cool. And I'm sorry, I'll stop ranting about this. This is probably my favorite NASCAR game, but it's coming in at number 3. Now, coming in at number 2, we have NASCAR 2005 Chase for the Cup. Now, this game had what is probably my favorite mode of all time, and it was the career mode. I believe it was called Fight to the Top, and I think it is just the cat's meow. Because it has, number one, it has the hero villain meter, which I think is really cool. Like, the hero villain meter in that game is crazy because the previous games, right, and most games after this would only reward you for good, like, clean on-track driving. And this game kind of shook that up because it added the villain element of the intimidator meter, right? So the lower your hero score, so like you could go negative into the villain or you could go positive into the hero. And if you go positive into the hero, people are going to want to be your draft partner, and that's going to work out for you. But if you go into the negative, there's also the intimidator meter, which when you go up behind somebody, it'll rattle them and their car will like shake and kind of make room for you. So it totally works in different scenarios and all that kind of stuff, and there's pros and cons to each, and I think it's really dope. Like, if we had something like that in NASCAR games today, that would be awesome. But what really sells me on this game is the fact that you can own your own team and like sign your drivers and all that stuff and make money. And obviously this game starts with the iconic scene of you in a street race against Ryan Newman, and then he offers you his modified contract, and it is the dumbest thing ever, but it's so good, and I love this game. So NASCAR 2005 Chase for the Cup is going to come in at number 2. Coming in at number 1, the greatest game of all time, you know what it has to be, NASCAR Kart Racer on the Wii. Nah, I'm just kidding, you already know what it's going to be. It's going to be NASCAR Thunder 2004. It always has been, and it probably always will be, the greatest NASCAR game of all time. It was just the complete package. It had everything you'd want. It had custom races. It had a deep immersive career mode. Drivers actually There were rookie drivers and drivers retired in immersive stat tracking, and you actually had to build your way from a low-level team into an actual championship competitor. It had challenges, it had thunder plates, it had Dale Earnhardt, it had basically everything that you would want from a NASCAR game. It is definitively the best NASCAR game of all time. Widespread fact is that this is the best NASCAR game of all time. So it had to be on my list. So that is my complete list. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're all having a blessed day. And yeah, make sure you go follow me on Instagram, subscribe to this channel, like the video if you enjoyed, and as always, stay safe, and I will see you guys next time.